You're right. I'm wrong. I don't know about race cars.
Well, welcome to Turn 4 Talks with Nate and Pop. I hope you're all having a good day so far.
It's good to talk to y'all. Thanks for joining us.
So we'll do a little clash recap of the messy situation that happened there, because it was definitely a show in one way or another.
Man, that was like, boom, man, that thing was crazy.
Yeah, it's funny because the last chance qualifier was quietly entertaining, and then you got into the first half of the race where there was really only one or two small instances, and then all of a sudden, after the mid-race break, it became a shit show.
3.5 hours for 50 laps of Calamity Corner there. At
50 miles, but still, I mean...
Yeah, 50.
But yeah, no, I mean, it really genuinely was kind of a mess. I mean, I'm not one of the people that's going to say that it was the wrong choice for NASCAR to do it, or that it was the wrong choice for NASCAR to run a Bowman Gray. I think it was really an amazing experience and a lot of fun to watch, but it just dragged on a little too long. But what are you going to do? Is that out of control?
Hey, listen to all you whiners out there. This is NASCAR. You're going to get something different every time. It's like season points. It's whatever race. Let's be happy we have this sport, man. That's what I always say. It always gives us something interesting. That's my philosophy.
Yeah, racing was racing. And to be honest, having that even as the comeback race for the long off season, it was still refreshing to get to see cars on track and to see things go vroom, and can't complain. I was just happy to enjoy, and most people wouldn't complain about getting an extended race. I mean, it's like getting free overtime. It's in a sport, in football or anything.
The green laps were awesome. I mean, you were getting pumped up. For all the yellows, I think the pace car completed more laps out front than anybody else all night. But again, it was it's the product of the weather, and bless all the fans that went out and said that stuff.
Yeah, honestly, as much as I would have loved to be there, and I thought about going just because we're only a few hours away, I no regrets in missing that. But at the same time, you got to respect all the diehards for being there, because that was just too cool. Just to stick through, and that shows the spirit of a race fan. So, I mean, you got to really love that. And I guess that's really the heart of Bowman Gray. I mean, people talk about how diehard the fans are at that track and how that racing is life. And, rain, shine, sleet, snow, whatever it was.
Sleet, man, sleet. I mean, like, you see some of them fogged up windows and what those conditions, I mean, in the end, you listen to Priest early on. He was like, it's cold, it's wet, what the hell are we doing? I know his spotter basically was like, yeah, you pull a win out, it's a win. Who knew, those are words to live by and cash that check later.
Yeah, and to be honest, the Priest thing, I listened to most of his radio for the race, and it was kind of funny because he had that meltdown down early. If anyone didn't hear, he was just losing his mind left and right. And then he went dead radio silent for a few long chunks of the race. But to be honest, it was funny to hear him come back and be like, make a comment, and the spotter say, "Well, I'm really glad you're talking to me again." He said, "I'm not mad at you. I just didn't want to feel like talking." And that was too good.
He was mad at the world, man. But hey, that, had the flow into I'm going to drive the wheels off. There was some impressive driving by him. When you seen him banging off the wall and back off Briscoe, he's not a quitter.
No, and he definitely, you could see the modified driver in him. He bumping and banging didn't scare him away. A short track, he really worked the throttle well. He did great, and I gotta say I'm impressed.
Hope he kills it in New Smyrna this week as well.
Yeah, and speaking of some other guys who ran up front, is SVG was, I won't fully commit to the fact that he's learning ovals. I definitely think he's getting short track ovals down. And, if he really does, all the smack talking about him is only being a road course ringer is going to go out the window. Because I think it's only a matter of time, to be honest. He might do what Juan Pablo could never do. So.
Oh, please, come on. Zilich and the Burgermeister, man, there's blood. You thought in the Xfinity last year, as we know, it's O'Reilly this year, but there was, you're not my buddy, you're not my friend, there's already fuming up there in that house, and then you have Suarez coming in, Suarez, but banging some fenders with them because he's got no love for Trackhouse. But a few things you notice as you're going, if you go back and check it out, but I liked it.
Yeah, and I gotta say that on a side note, I'm really impressed with Suarez's performance. Rain or shine, whatever you want to take with an asterisk, because I know some people will. But, he was up there and he was fighting and he gave it his all. I think he's really got a point to prove this year. And kind of compared to, when he lost the Gibbs ride, it was one thing because it was just an odd deal. And then, losing the Stewart-Haas ride was another deal just because of an oddity. But when he got to this team after literally being one of the faces of Trackhouse, I think he really has a point to prove, and I would not be surprised to see him up front for several races this year and have no cares to give for anybody else.
You gotta love a guy on a mission. I mean, he has something to prove. I mean, you lose a ride, you're burning it up, man. I mean, good for him. Hopefully he, carries that momentum through the season with the 7.
Yeah, and then kind of carrying on about who he was battling. I mean, the Trackhouse cars and I was mentioning SVG, but I really have a lot of respect. I already mentioned on the first one is I don't necessarily think we should expect the world from Zilich, but the fact that he was up there, especially in the rain, driving like it was just a daily Sunday drive, and he did really well. I really think that we could be surprised by some of his performances this year.
Yeah, a total Zilich fan, and I talk the same way about Elliott, but what are you going to do? But, you got to give him props, and, curious to see him carry that momentum in all the races. You definitely got an eye on him, and he's a shoo-in for the Rookie of the Year, so there you go.
Completely flipping the script, somebody I thought was an entire mess, and I won't bring in anything personal because I feel pretty bad about a lot of the things I've heard. But, man, Denny was, and that Bob's Cam was in every wreck, it felt like. I mean, especially because they had the in-car cam, you just see Denny Hamlin.
Oh, please. They're going to have a dent sale at Bob's Furniture this week. So, it's scratched, it's dent, it's a clearance. Go down there, check out them prices.
Oh, that's too good. There was a couple other guys. I mean, obviously Larson starts on the pole, and he said in the pre-race, like, he doesn't like shorter races like this because he feels like he sometimes can't get into a rhythm. And between not getting to a rhythm, running out of fuel, and being in the wrong place, Larson had a mess of a race.
Madhouse, man. Come on. Last year, it was dry. It was perfect conditions. And, it was a good race, But, man, the ups and downs in this race, the banging, it was, I get it. A lot of people complain. A lot of people not happy with it. Respect for the fans. I wish I was there, but they burn the propane to keep them warm. But it's NASCAR, baby. 2026. Here we go.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, that's racing. There was comers and goers. I mean, it wasn't just somebody ran away with the field for a whole day. It was, you had almost anybody you cheered for. I mean, a great example is Hocevar. It didn't end up the way he wanted it to, but, he was up there, and he was really running well, and I think he is, while still needs a little bit of racecraft work, I really can change my opinion on him because I could just see how impressive that was just to see him dominating for that little small chunk, and, he was bumping and banging.
No, wait a minute. What's the deal with NASCAR? You had him come in, guys planning strategy, let's put the slicks on and go back out there, track. He went with his gut, and the crew went with their gut. Yeah, obviously, Reddit had the same feeling, but, I don't compare to F1, but, hey, you're going to take that chance and take the chance. But that seems a little bit too tight in the rules. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of in the same boat as while I don't think NASCAR needs to be F1 or any other series. I
hate to compare, but I did.
I do personally think that at the end of the day that, if the driver wants to run slicks, they run slicks.
I wanted to see it. Free spins. What are you going to get out of them? But even Reddick, who knew? But we didn't get to see because they pinched him.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm curious to see how it would have gone. I mean, does he just become another part of the wreck fest, or does he just actually pull out some speed and run the dry course? You saw a lot of the guys running on the inside trying to get their tires cool during the cautions, especially once it started to dry up. And I know it never really dried up.
Dry up. The only thing that dried up was it got so damn cold out there that the snow wasn't melting and weeping under the walls. I guess is really what it came down to. Yeah. But the rubber and the heat was getting there in the track, and it would have been interesting to see. It really would have been to see.
Yeah, and I would have been curious, and I think those are the kind of strategy decisions that bring the heart back to racing. But at the same time, I can't fault NASCAR for just wanting some consensus through and through. I mean, I don't agree with it, but I at least don't think that's the worst call NASCAR's made in a long time. So.
But those are the calls that the fans go, what's going on? But, my eyes, opinions, everyone's got one, everyone else's stinks. But, it's a talking point.
Yeah, and anyone else stick out to you during the race or anything you saw? Or
the pre-story was really interesting because he was tweaking in the car. The 54, give it to Gibbs. I mean, he was racing pretty wild there for a while. It was interesting to see. Bubba, again, going back to Suarez. Suarez was, he wasn't just after Trackhouse. I mean, he ran into Bubba a few times. He was on a mission. You get to that point. Hocevar was there. There's a couple of people you just didn't hear about, and there was the Denny thing. I mean, just bumper pool through there as it seemed, but bless him, he was trying to make ground.
Yeah, Gibbs was one of the ones that stuck out to me. I am not a big Ty Gibbs person, and I'll make that clear on this channel, obviously, a few times. It's just by giving him credit last episode for the run in the Chili Bowl. But, he was there. And as a Chase fan, I gotta say, it was a little frustrating to watch because Chase obviously ran it a little hard and dumped him around. But the way that Gibbs ran him back down into the corner just as a screw you kind of moment, it's a little frustrating. I mean, in general, especially as a Chase fan, but it can't hold that too hard on him, I feel like, with the race the way it went.
Well, they try to give the Byron doing the melon around the corner. I think he rode the rear end of the corner off the car, but I mean, again, it's funny the Hendrick car started out front like that, and they were on a mission, but it was a switch up through the race. It was good to see the different people rise to the top and fall back down, but the cautions it was just over and over. And again, that's just a product of let's get this race in tonight.
Yeah, and, I got to respect it in that sense. NASCAR did get the race in. They pushed through it, and, like or hate the 3 hours to get that done, it was good. I got to say that entry race, the qualifier was really probably some of the best racing I'd seen. Barry was good. Honestly, the battle between Allmendinger and then the 6 of LaJoy and then the 16 16 6. But
16 6, yeah.
I
know you get confused because he's going to be in the 99, but he was in the 6. So it's a mixed bag, as we say, Yeah,
which would be interesting to see. I think Corey really proved that, as much as people want to write him off, he's not totally a schlum, but it's that was a decent thing. It was cool to see Barry and Cindric get in. It was definitely an interesting run. So
yeah, that's right. He said schlum, so don't judge.
Hey, he was stacking pennies. He had 6 pennies in stack, but he got beat by 2 because the 16 pushed him a little too hard. So hey,
that's the dinger, man. I mean, come on. You just expect it on a road course? The guy's he'll muscle you if he has that. That's his style.
And I gotta say, especially talking about AJ, is I was really impressed for a team that has literally no manufacturer support because they are the Dodge team in trucks. He still put on a show. He still ran good. I mean, I don't know if that's previous data or what, or just pure skill from AJ, but he proved that Colleague's not just here for show in the Cup Series, and I give him that.
Well, on the bull rings, it's all about, bowling around. It's your teammates and who's going to work with you in the future, I guess, on speedways. But he always puts on a show. You gotta appreciate that.
Yeah. So one of the biggest questions that comes to my mind is, obviously the race went for so long because they were literally running no caution flag laps counting on a green.
Did you switch the channel when they told you to? Because, Dancing with the Stars or whatever was coming up? Come on. Commit to the programming.
But do you see as an alternative for potentially a way through that? Because if they run it all under caution, that race gets done in 40 minutes of pure caution laps, and like you said, the pace car wins. So do you see a way through that, or did they do the best they could do?
Man, you can't script this stuff. You just can't. And again, I listen to people complain, and I just go with it. Go with the flow. It's what they gave us. Next year, they'll try to improve. You'll hear me complain about NASCAR. I mean, we whined about the tires, my opinion. Let them go out and try it. But it's going to be perfect for everybody? No, it's definitely not. But I definitely appreciated that they, didn't just count the caution laps, because that would have been...
It would have been over a little too quick at that rate. So, alternatively, there was a lot of discourse around the potential of it running at Daytona. NASCAR came out and pretty much said that nobody's ready for that. There's not really an option for it, which I totally respect and see. But
Denny loved that idea. Denny was like, as a car owner, no, that stinks. But as a driver, he was like, again, that's his style too. So I'm sure. It's that mixed bag,
Do you want to see it back at Bowman Gray? Do you want to see it somewhere else? Do you want to see it back at Daytona? Is there a place that the Clash belongs to you, at least next year? Or what's your thoughts on that?
El Toro, man. Come on. At least once, man. At least once. But, we can all dream.
Yeah.
It's not NASCAR sanctioned. They seem to run with what they own. So... they put a big investment into that madhouse, so we'll see how many more years.
Yeah, it came up today that Ben Kennedy mentioned that the NASCAR is looking at several different circuits, including trying to add a bunch of things, potentially even international, new places. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to bring it there, especially there's been a little dirt void since Dirt Bristol. And I'm not necessarily saying we need to be on dirt, but, if they want to argue the NASCAR at their roots, the Clash at Eldora would be a pretty solid move.
People been wanting to see it. I mean, and then again, the masses speak and the masses say, I don't know what else they could do, but I mean, you got to think of the time of the year. I guess you go further south, The Rock. I mean, what else is down there? Atlanta? I mean, we did the Winston at Atlanta, in the past, so it's it's definitely tricky.
I think there was an allure, as much as people, especially by the time they left the Clash, because Eric Jones literally won with the broken car because it was just a wreck fest. But I think there's something missing, and Dale Jr.'s mentioned it. There's just Speed Weeks needs to be Speed Weeks a little more. I think, if we're not...
Yeah, I mean, interrupt you, but they talk about it. There's people down there right now. People rolled in on Friday, Saturday, Sunday before. And they want to be there for the week. It's Speedways. And it used to be the flow from the 24-hour race. And, I get it. Qualifying used to be the week before. Guys got to test all week. We used to have the IROC race down there. Again, times change, things change. TV, commercials, sponsors, I'm sure that's all part of it. But
yeah, it's definitely, there's the whole practice debate, especially coming into Speed Weeks, and we won't get too into that because we'll do a preview in a day or two. But honestly, the lack of practices and on-track time, I feel like having a race at Daytona the week before gives a few guys a chance, and it makes it a little more worth earning too. Because if you work your ass off and you end up at Daytona this year or next year as a Clash competitor, you get more track time. And if you got no practice time, I mean, you've something to dial in. And everyone says, "Oh, you're going to wreck your car," but you know, if you could get your car dialed in and run a bunch of laps, and you know, it might be a little bit different of a story this time around.
Hey, look, I like my Daytona Beach timeshare every February. Right down there in the orange Caveman Geico camping section. I'd love to spend some more time there. Doesn't make sense. We roll in Wednesday and we're there through Sunday, Monday morning, but give us something more to come to. I mean, again, we'd probably be there, but I get it. You got a lot to fill.
Any last final notes from you?
Man, we're so looking to the 500, the Clash, till next year, see what they give us.
I think that's fair. That's fair. My final closing note is, you know, with Fox being the ones, I gotta say, I'm glad they ditched the comics. I know a lot of people were unhappy with the animated.
No, it's our go fault.
Yeah. Hey, look. But all in all, I think, especially with the commercial that came out, I don't know if y'all had seen the new trailer for the season. Hell yeah.
Are we talking about this commercial again? Because, listen. Football's over. NASCAR's here. We get it. We know it. We're fans. We've been waiting for it.
All right, but watching Caitlin Larson shotgun at Coca-Cola was something else. So I gotta say, and not even as a Larson fan here, but
the shotgun sweetie. Come on. No, there was a lot of great features in that. I was spinning my head at times, but listen, you gotta appreciate that. So.
Yep. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. It's been.
Yeah, with that said, you know, smash like, smash subscribe, you know.
Yeah, and you know, with Caitlin,
we'll edit it.
With Caitlin Larson, I think that was a lot of fun, and I think she definitely was goofy. I gotta say the commercial was pretty awesome, and to be honest, I'm looking forward to it, and it's gonna be a great season for us. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have a good one.
Yo, just like Good Friday, ready? You lean over, go.
Damn!
No, we love you, man. Please, smash like, smash subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter.
And I'll be posting on some Reddit as well, but yeah, keep us on the socials, like and subscribe for sure, and I hope you all have a great rest of the week.
Please send us questions, nothing too crazy, but we love you.
All right, take care.
Take it easy, enjoy.
Y'all can boo me, but you can either get on the bandwagon or you can get run over by it.